We are ready to do a mindful movement session. And as always, with this session or any session that you do with me, we always make sure we do it to the best of our ability. And that may look different on different days, and it may look different for each and every one of you. In fact, I'm sure it will. So, if with those adjustments that you can make to make this the best session possible, if you need to take any rest, any breaks, any hydration breaks, or whatever it may be to get through this to the best of your ability, that is absolutely fine to do so. Just join in back in when you're ready to, or if you need to take a whole stop to the session, that's also absolutely fine. Good. With that out of the way, let's get started with some nice deep breathing, going in through the nose, out through the mouth, and just keep the breathing going there. Nice, slow, deep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and just relax into where you are. If you haven't already, let's close down the eyes and bring the focus inwards. And as we breathe, just notice how it is when you breathe in through your nose, how the lungs inflate, how you sit up a little bit taller almost. And as you breathe out, notice how it relaxes down as the lung rushes out through the mouth. And use this as an opportunity to focus on the breathing and sort of get rid of anything that's happened today, any negativity around you just sort of gets washed away as you just focus on the breathing and the here and now. Now we're in a bit more relaxed state. Let's thank ourselves for being here today. As we always say, turning up is often the hardest part of these sessions. So congratulations for being here again today. But reminding ourselves that over the next hour we want to get the most out of this session. That means staying focused. But being focused isn't always easy. Sometimes our mind likes to wander and go off in all sorts of different directions. And that is absolutely normal and perfectly okay. We just make sure that when we notice it, we just bring it back in line and focus on what we are doing in the moment. It's not about getting it perfect. It's about doing the best you can to keep focused for as long as you can through the session. Keep the breathing going as you're doing that. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep the eyes closed. And if you're not already, start to sit up nice and tall. As you breathe in, imagine you've got a string pulling you up through your spine, your neck, all the way through to the ceiling. And as you breathe out, relax down. Just let everything go a little bit floppy there. future, you can open up your eyes, keep the breathing going, but as you breathe in now, we're going to shrug the shoulders up, squeeze them tight, and as we breathe out, we're going to relax them down. Instead of going up when you breathe in and down when you breathe out, we're going to bring our shoulders back as we breathe in, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then as you breathe out, push them forward. And then repeat through that. Breathe in, squeeze back. Breathe out, push forward. It's all in your own time here. You don't have to link it in with my movements. Let's start to move those shoulders round now. It's nice, easy, round you go. And let's change direction. Nice work. Let's start to open those shoulders up a little bit more. So you bring the hands roughly onto the shoulder area. We can just get those elbows going round. So the hands don't have to be locked in position. The main thing is that we get the elbows going round. If you want to do it double arm or single arm or alternating, whatever works for you here. Good, let's change direction, go the opposite way now. It's all about opening up those shoulders, mobilizing them nicely, and getting things flowing. let's start to open up a little bit more. We can take the arm here and draw the biggest circle we can around with it. It doesn't have to be the biggest straight away, but when you get around to it, unfortunately I don't have much space here because that's the bed, so that's the biggest circle I can do today. Good. Well, let's change direction. Good. Work over to the other side. And get that one moving around. Nice. Change direction. Yeah, well, let's go back to some rotations. Change direction. Nice. Well, let's bring the hands together. We're going to reach up, out, and around with this. Now, if you can't get all the way up, then you know the drill. We can come just up as high as we can, bring it out and around. Or if it's easier, you can come fully extend but more in front of you instead, if that's easier. Just nice big circles round as you come out of the top. Nice big circles, good work. Let's change direction with that. Okay, we go back into some shoulder rotations again. Change direction. Nice. We're going to go into some stretching now. Now for today's one, we are going to be doing some holds. So sometimes we hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds. This one we're going to try and hold it for around about 30 seconds each time. I'm going to not have my timer on, but I'm going to have the... 1 second. The general timer sort of going, so I get roughly now around about 30 seconds. I'll turn this down because I don't need to know that. So I'll get that going, and just to give me a rough idea, I'm not going to do exactly 30 seconds, but it'll be around about, just give me an idea. So for our first one here, we will do our reaching up and over, and we'll do that in 4, 3, 2, 1, so the best we can, up and over, and we're holding this for about 30 seconds. If you need to hold on to something as well, if that makes life easier, whether it's the wheel of your chair, if you've got one, whether it's something there, but we're just holding it here. We're about halfway through this hold, so just remaining in place. Another 3, 2, 1, and we're going to go over to the other side now, and we're going to hold it on that side. Nice work. If you can't bring the arm all the way up, remember you can bring it lower down. Do it for another 3, 2, 1. We're going to go back over to the first side again. We're going to do 3 of these total, so we've already done 1 on each side. Holding that position, feeling that stretch, and over to the other side. Good work so far, everybody. And swapping back over one more time on each arm. And again, we're holding roughly 30 seconds here. And one more time on the other side. And 3, 2, 1. Ease it out of there. Good work so far. Let's go into our next stretch here. So for this one, bring the arms back behind us and hold this position. And then we'll hold that for about 30 seconds. Then we'll reach forwards and do that one with 30 seconds. Then we go back and then we go forwards. I'll guide you through this as we're doing it though. Let's go into our first one. Bring those arms back. Hold them there. This might be difficult to hold for 30 seconds just by having the arms up. So feel free to just bring them down again and bring them back up when you're ready to, if that's the case. But really try and pull the elbows back, the hands back, feel that stretch sort of across the front there. I always feel a little bit more when I sort of pull those wrists back as well. And let's bring one arm forwards now. So reach forwards the best we can. If you need to lean on something, that's fine, but try and push the shoulder forwards in the socket there. Feel that stretch. And 3, 2, 1. Back to opening up again. Now this isn't the easiest thing to hold, so just do the best you can here. And if you need to bring those arms down for a second, that's fine. And now we're going to reach the other arm forward. So bring that forwards the best we can. Hold that position. I'm using the desk in front of me just as a bit of a support, just for this 30-second one. It just really helps. And I can almost like inch my hand forwards, get a really good stretch through that sort of back of the shoulder area. And another 3, 2, 1. Go back to opening up the chest again. Holding that position. And we will do one more on each side on this one. And another 3, 2, 1. So stretching the first arm forwards again. Hold that position. Another 3, 2, 1. Bringing it back again. Opening up that chest. Holding that stretch. And 3, 2, 1. Reaching that one forwards again on this side. Three, 2, 1. Easing out of it there. Okay, so the next one we're going to do, we're going to bring our hands onto our waist area. We can either have them on our wheels if you've got wheels like mine, or on your armrests or whatever it may be. And what we'll do is we'll push our elbows forwards, and we'll hold that one. And then on the second one, we'll bring those elbows behind us. I will get the timer started. We'll push forwards to begin with in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So have those hands by your side. Push those elbows forward. You can feel quite a deep stretch through the back of the shoulder area there. And 3, 2, 1. Bring the up back behind. Try and bring them as close together as you can. And 3, 2, 1. Back to the front again. Lacey's alive. She just popped up on the screen. And let's go back behind us again. more time through both of those. Let's push forwards with the elbows. Three, two, one. One more time behind us. Bring the elbows together. Just before we go into having a hydration break, let's go into some shoulder rotations again. Just ease out of those stretches that we've done there. Nice, if I can give that a shake off. Let's grab ourselves a drink as we are halfway through this session. Good work so far, everybody. A little bit different with the stretches today. Those holds do add a little bit of a different dimension to it. Good work so far. Right, we're going to go into some of our spinal mobility now, starting with our neck. So nice and gentle. Actually, we'll start with some breathing before we get into it. So just settle ourselves back down again. So nice deep breath going in through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm going to do a couple more like that. Yeah, and let's go through our flexion and extension here to start with. Looking up, looking down. Just nice, easy gliding between the two positions here. Looking up, looking down. Nice. Next time you find yourself looking down, let's hold that position there and let gravity take over somewhat. Make sure as we're sort of tucking that chin in, our shoulders are still sort of up and back and we're almost sitting up straight, but just letting the head drop down there. And if you want to take it a little bit further from there, what we can do is keep the chin in the same sort of position and just sort of rock side to side. Just nice and gentle. Good, well, let's ease out of that. We're going into some looking up and downs again. And then let's go into our extension stretch. So start by looking forwards. Place the hand roughly on top or around about this area on the sternum, or the on top of the chest, rib cage area. Keep the mouth closed and look up from there. Yeah, if you're not quite feeling it, go back to the start position. Look forwards. Place that hand nice and tight, sort of on the skin, so it keeps it in place. Keep the mouth closed. Look up from there. You should feel a stretch through the front of the neck there. And then from here, if you want to take it a little bit further, keep yourself in that position, just rock side to side. You'll probably feel that one side feels either a little bit or a lot different than the other side. And that's just natural imbalances that we have within our body. Yeah, let's ease out of that. We're going to some looking up and down again. Good. Well, we're going to go into some rotation now. So we look one side, we look the other, we go back and forth between the two. Just nice, gentle gliding between the two positions. And as we go into the stretch this one, we start by looking forwards. We take our left hand and place it on top of our right collarbone. Keep the mouth closed, rotate to the left. You'll start to feel it kind of halfway through that rotation. Feel the stretch there. Again, if you're not quite feeling it, have a play around until you kind of do feel it there. Once you can hold that position, you can feel that stretch kind of through the side of the front of the neck on the opposite side to what you're looking at. Ease out of that. We'll do some lefts and rights again. And this time we start by looking forwards again. We're going to place our right hand on the left collarbone, keep the mouth closed and rotate around to the right and then hold that position there. Let's ease out of that, going into left and right again. And then we go into our lateral flexion, bringing one ear to one shoulder, to the other, back and forth. Nice, gentle movements. Good work. We're going to go into our stretches now. So the next time you bring the left ear down to the left shoulder, we've got a couple of options. First of all, we can just hold it there. Second option, we can drop that arm down, feel that stretch a little bit more on that right side of the neck. Or we can bring that arm behind us if that is better for you. But just choose the one that works for you. Feel that stretch. Let's ease out of that one. We go some lefts and rights again. And the next time you find your right ear on your right shoulder, let's hold that position. And again, we can have arm on the lap, arm down by your side, or arm behind you, whichever works for you on this. As long as we're getting a good stretch through the side of the neck there, that's the main thing. And let's ease out of it nice and gently. Do some lateral flexion. And then let's go through the rest of our spine now. So we'll start with some extension and flexion. Extend through, flex down, arching back like a high jumper, curling forwards like a shrimp. Nice, let's go into some rotation now. Rotate to one side, and to the other side, back and forth. Nice work. Let's go into our lateral flexion now. Come down to one side, come down to the other, back and forth. And let's come around in a whirlpool. Change direction. give that a bit of a shake off there. Nice work. If you want to grab yourself another drink, feel free to do so. I am going to, so let's do that. And then we're going to go into some of our Tai Chi-like movements next. Nice work. So let's get ourselves nice and relaxed again after that little break. So just nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and a couple more like that. And then when you're ready to, we're going to go into our Tai Chi like movements. First of all, keeping it nice and simple. Raise the hands up and then bring them down. So we're just going to start with that to begin with. Just bringing those hands up to around about eye level and then bring them down. Just nice, simple, easy movements. Let's add a little bit extra in there. So this time we're going to come up to the left, back down, up to the middle, and down, and then up to the right, and down, back to the middle again, and you'll get the idea of the pattern here. It's left, middle, right, middle, left, middle, right, middle. Nice flowing between them. Try not to make it, jerky movements. Try and make it one fluid movement that almost links into the breathing you're doing as well. So let's start adding a little bit extra in now. So as we come up to the left, when both hands come up, the furthest arm down, away is going to come down. Then we're going to drift off across one, swap the hand position, drift across two, swap the hand position, drift across three. And then down to this side. Once we're down to this side, we're going to come back up this side. And again, the furthest arm away from you, drop that one down. Almost like you're giving somebody a hug. We go over to this side, swap the hand positions, drift over again, and swap again, drift one more time, and then down. Back up to that side again. Both hands come up, the left hand comes down. We go one, swap positions, two, and swap positions, three, back down and back up again. Furthest arm drops down, become one, switch positions, two, one more time, three, back down. We're going to go back up again. We're going to do one more on each side. Arms up, left arm down, and if you're going to the left side, drift one. Swap hands, two. Swap hands, three. And down to this side. Good work. Okay, what we're going to do now, we're going to go through a little bit more of a sequence. I'm going to struggle with, my arm might look a bit weird while I'm doing this, so I'm trying to avoid the bed, but we're going to come up with both hands together. And then we come back down. We're going to come up to the left side, and then one hand comes down. We're going to drift one. Swap positions. We're going to drift two. Swap positions and drift three. Good. From there, we're going to have one hand kind of like palm facing up here. We're going to bring the other hand across our eyes, as if we're covering our eyes, and then we get one hand down. That's not quite right. I missed a step there. 1 second. It's been a very hot day. Okay, we'll start from the beginning again. We come up with both hands, and then we come back down. Then we come up to the left side. The left arm comes down, the right hand stays up. We drift one. We drift two, we drift three. That hand still stays there, but we come behind us. Remember, we're grabbing a tail. We're going to bring that up, around, and then cover our eyes. And then we bring it down to that point. Good. For those of you who have forgotten, I'm going to tell the story again. So the sun rises and the sun sets. The sun rises over the mountains and the clouds form and they drift. 1, 2, 3. And this is where the story changes, where the Monkey King tries to get into heaven. So he grabs his tail, he steps into the kingdom of heaven. As he does so, he gets blinded by the light and he gets turned into stone. Starts off like any other creation story, and then suddenly there's a Monkey King. So let's go through it one more time. So sun rises and the sun sets. It rises over to the mountains, and then the clouds form. 1, 2, 3. The hand comes round behind. We grab in our tail, bringing it up, covering our eyes, and then comes into the middle. Good work, everybody. Alrighty. Let's move into our, well, it's all mindful this session, but specifically the mindful part now. So just do some, if you want to drink before we do so, that's absolutely fine. But once you've had that, just join in with the breathing whenever you're ready to. Don't do deep breathing and drinking at the same time. It's not recommended, but we'll just go some nice deep breaths. If you haven't already, let's close down those eyes, bring that focus inwards here. I'm always mentioning to you guys about utilizing these skills in the session in your everyday life, and today was a little bit of a stressful day. I won't go into too much detail, but essentially I needed to relax myself down, and one of the best things to do that is the box breathing, which is what we're going to go into now. So remember, this is where you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold the breath for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and then hold it out for 4 seconds, and before repeating through there. We're going to do it all together. I'll count for you. All we need to do is start with one big breath out, and then we breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. Now hold the breath out. 2, 3, 4. Then breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold it in. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 2, 3, 4, breathing in. 2, 3, 4, hold it in. 2, 3, 4, breathing out. 2, 3, 4, hold it out. 2, 3, 4, breathing in. 2, 3, 4, hold it in. 2, 3, 4, breathing out. 2, 3, 4, hold it out. 2, 3, 4, breathing in. 2, 3, 4, hold it in. 2, 3, 4, breathing out. 2, 3, 4, and return your breathing to normal. You can keep the eyes closed there as we go into the next part of today's mindfulness part, which is going to be one of our forest walks. So get yourself in a nice relaxed position, however that looks for you. Keep your eyes closed as we start to open up our mind's eye and start to picture a forest scene. And as always with our forest scene, it can be one that we're very aware of. It can be one that's a bit more of a fantasy setting, or maybe it's kind of an amalgamation of lots of different things. But the main thing is here that we're trying to make this as vivid and as real as we possibly can. So imagine all the colours that are coming through, how the light's going to be there. We're just focusing on the visuals to begin with. We'll bring the other senses in afterwards. But let's just focus on the trees and the leaves and the sun coming through if there is sun. The makeup of the forest floor, whether there's ferns or bushes or whatever it may be. Maybe there's a path going through. Just add as much detail as you can. Start to almost imagine the level of detail where you can see the bark on the trees and the leaves on the ground. And let's start to introduce any sort of wildlife as well, whether there's mammals running through, birds in the trees, whatever it may be. Just start to imagine those as well, the visuals of them. Just picturing that scene, making it more vivid, more real within your mind. Let's help with that. We'll bring in some audio into it now. So you can imagine maybe there's some wind rustling through, maybe there's the chirping of birds, whatever it may be. Just start to bring in that sound. Maybe there's a light rainfall even, and it's just sprinkling on the leaves. Whatever it is, we're just trying to build it up within our mind's eye, with the visual, with the audio together, bringing it more and more to life. From here, let's start to think about the temperature of this area as well. Is it nice and cool? Is there a cool breeze running through? Maybe it's warm, maybe it's temperate, whatever it may be. Just start to picture that within your mind as well. Feel that temperature change if it is changed from what you were feeling in the moment. But just imagining what it feels like to be there. Let's start to add in another sense now. We're going to think about our sense of touch. So for this, you can reach out to something within the scene, whether it's the tree branch, a leaf, the ground, whatever it may be, and just imagine what it would be like to put it in your hand. If it's small enough to run through your fingers, then feel free to do that. If it's a tree branch, just run your hand over it. Whatever it may be, it's not important. The important thing is that we are fully focused on the thing that we are trying to interact with within our mind. What we're going to do now is just to move ourselves through the scene as well. Keep all the senses going. Just imagine you're moving through the scene, whether that's if you're in a wheelchair or walking or just hovering through. It doesn't really matter too much. Just Picture yourself moving through the scene as it changes with each second as you move through. Good. Let's start to close down our scene. Keep the eyes closed as you do this. Just bring it to a close. Start to bring it all into the middle. So it starts to get darker. We lose this audio, we lose the touch, whatever it may be. We start to just bring it in here. And this is a great point to thank ourselves for being here today, for staying as focused as we can, and for doing some great breathing, mobility, stretching, Tai Chi, all of that good stuff that we've achieved today. So thank yourself for doing that, whether you want to give yourself a pat on the back or a round of applause, or just a quiet thank you to yourself. It's always good to acknowledge in a positive way coming to these sessions. And then when you're ready to, you can start to open up your eyes, bring yourself back to the room as we end today's session. Thank you very much again for joining me today.